What's up, people? We're back for another reaction. This one was emailed to me by uh, Mickey O'Brien. It's a video of building a General Lee out of a Crown Victoria. Thought it was pretty cool. Thanks. So we're gonna give that a little look-see here. It was uh, published by Auto Edits about 6 years ago, and it's got 1.3 million views. Good for them. Uh, so sometimes if there's music playing, then I'll edit it, or it just depends on what that looks like. Uh, just from the thumbnail, it looks like it got pretty good crowd there. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Uh, uh, Mickey, is that his name? Mickey? Yeah, Mickey hit me up at limpyreacts@gmail.com. Thumbs up. Watch it all the way through. Sometimes I might stop it. And cold beer, not really. Pib Zero. I don't drink, people. I don't drink. I smoke though. I smoke some of this wacky tobacco. Anyway, uh, appreciate it, uh, Mickey. And oh boy, hold on a second. Go back here. That's the crowd I was talking about right there. When I switched over, I actually hit the play button. Uh, Shepherd all sheep, come on in. We're looking for probably be looking for Crazy Cooter after this one. Just saying.
Hi, I'm Jamie Smith. Thanks for joining me
car.
for this behind-the-scenes look at this year's stunt car. For several years, I've been involved with the Dukes of Hazzard shows where we jump cars and crash cars. And we usually take a car like this one or this one and cage it and jump it, and it crashes and goes to someone's home, and they either repair it or put it in a museum. This year I didn't want to do that. I wanted to start with a car completely different, because I feel that if this car has a VIN number, it's repairable. No matter how much rust is in it, there is parts out there available to put it back together. And if it's too rusted to put back together, as some may think, it's too rusty to be a stunt car, it's unsafe. So to put it back together, it could be put back together on the road, not wrecked and crashed repeatedly. So take a look at what we use this year for our stunt car.
Oh, that Roscoe Pico train. Oh, look out, look out,
My
look
brother
out.
Bob and I have been working with Ben and Alma at the Dukes Fest for 17 years. And we've had the privilege and the honor to work with Tom Sermento.
If y'all have never seen Dukes of Hazzard, I don't know if you're millennials or whatever they call them nowadays, the people that missed out on good shit like this, good shows like Dukes of Hazzard and Chips. And I actually had a thought about one time that Dukes of Hazzard Bo and Luke go to California and get chased by the Chips. I thought it was a pretty cool show. But yeah, y'all look it up, man. Y'all won't be disappointed if you're a car guy you know.
And Corey Eubanks, Russell Solberg, Alan Wyatt, the late Alan Wyatt Jr., and had an awesome time for many, many years helping those guys, doing stunts with them, putting them in the car doing stunts. And this last Dukes Fest in 2017, Ben Jones and his wife Alma asked me to bring a General Lee jump car to jump 2 days in a row. So I needed a Charger that would survive 2 jumps, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. And I wanted a very safe car. So I started with a car that had very low miles on it. So obviously it wasn't a vintage Dodge Charger. It was a 1999 Ford Crown Victoria. And a lot of people ask me why I started with that car. Because one, they're plentiful, there's a lot of them around. And two, I could choose which one was the best one for the job. The one that's the safest, the one that has the lowest miles, that's been well maintained by a police department. And I already owned the car, and I had earmarked it for a Charger. The wheelbase was very close to what I needed, and the interior I didn't really care about, so I wanted to leave as much of the interior in as I could so that I could keep all the computers in place, not have to mess with wiring and drivetrain so much, just make it the General Lee. So I took a 1999 Ford Crown Vic and cut all the body off of it with a Sawzall, and I took an air ratchet, and with a little bit of help, in 3 hours we had the thing down to a bare frame and floorboard, and started assembling 69 Charger sheet metal around the Crown Vic. So normally you take a car and you put a roll cage inside of it, and this is kind of half and half. The A-pillar is 4130 thick wall tubing that is the A-pillar, but it's also the roll cage. So I was able to use a real Charger windshield inside the Charger frame as such, because it fits the Auto Metal Direct roof and the Auto Metal Direct cowl, and the A-pillars are fabricated with the roll cage.
Don't look at that, people.
So there was a lot of things I was able to do that I didn't expect would work as good as it did, but it came together quite quickly as it went from a Crown Vic running and driving car to a Charger shell in 3 days running and driving as a Charger. Finished the car, hand-built the grille. Most of the panels came from Auto Metal Direct. Auto Metal Direct has the stamps for the door
Put an LS
skins,
in that thing.
the rear quarter panels, the roof, the package tray, the rear taillight panel, the lower rear valance. They make every single piece, and I could have ordered every single piece from Auto Metal Direct. There was a couple things that were back ordered, and I had a deadline since the event was the end of July. So since my brother and I have built about 20 General Lees out of real Chargers that are nice restorations, I had a lot of ragged parts left over that I couldn't use on a customer's car, like the hood and deck lid have big rust holes on the bottom structure. This car, it doesn't matter so much because it looks good on the outside and it flew through the air fine. So I used a real Charger hood and a real Charger deck lid that was in the scrap pile. So I saved about $1,000, and the two front fenders, I just poured a whole bunch of Bondo in them and used them because they're going to work, and if they got banged up, I'll just cut them off and put some new ones on. So I saved a little bit of money because it was my own personal car by using some second-rate parts, but it still looked good flying through the air. Auto Metal Direct makes every single piece. So this car could be built with 0 vintage parts from a Dodge Charger, only a Ford Crown Vic, Auto Metal Direct sheet metal, and some stainless trim that's now can be bought aftermarket. PG Classics in year 1 has the mirror, the fuel cap can be purchased new. We usually put an aftermarket one on the cars that we build as nice cars. This is a vintage one that I had, and I cut the tube, and it actually fills gas into the Crown Vic fuel tank. Power and Performance Magazine has an article out on this car right now as a black car, because once I got the car put together, welded together, and primered in black, I took it and used it in a music video down in the Los Angeles area. Drove it on 2 wheels through the dry lake bed, and they needed a flat black car, so it really did look good in flat black until I got it back to the shop here to make
Murder it out
and get it ready for Bennett and Alma's event.
Stars and bars.
The grill is not a 69 Charger grill. It's just some thin aluminum that was left over from an airplane project I was working on, and I just rolled some aluminum and painted it silver, painted an eyepiece silver, used some vintage trim around the ends that can be purchased from Brewers Performance, and the venting is just a box fan that you could buy at Walmart, believe it or not, and sprayed it black, screwed it in, and there you go. Looks like a Charger grill. I put a piece in behind where the headlights would be, so it looks like real headlight doors, but left the middle venting so the radiator can get air. The bumper is just a vintage bumper we had from a Charger project my brother and I had. So I slapped that on. The push bar is out of AJ Thrasher's jig from Warner Brothers. It's numbered. So the visual looks very close to what the General Lee would be. The radiator core support is a little lower just because of the way the Ford car was built, and it did kiss the ramp a little bit, even with my skid plate. On day 1, I overjumped slightly because we had such problem getting traction in all the mud that I was on the throttle hard to make sure that I cleared the landing ramp well. And day 2, it was dry and dusty, and the car landed perfectly. But there's a little damage there, but you know what? That's just history of the car. Now you know the story on how the Ford Crown Vic became the General Lee. It's not even a Dodge, but you know what? It runs good, and it was a safe car, and it carries the body well. So I've had a few people ask me about building one of these for them, And I'm not saying I won't build one, not right now. I've got a lot going on, but it's kind of fun to own because you can't really hurt it. And if you do hurt it, you can always just replace that part that you hurt. So here you go, General Lee on a Crown Vic chassis. Thanks for watching this video.
There you have it, people. Uh, Appreciate that, Mickey. That's pretty good little knowledge there about the same wheelbase and everything. And look at there, you got Ford out uh, helping out Mopars again. Still, just got to remember, Mopars is the fastest stockist in the world. I can say that because my whole family was Mopar. You know how Mopar people are. It's Mopar or no car. So like, subscribe, comment down below. LimpyReacts@gmail.com. Y'all have a good night. Later.